Good morning, dear students. Let us take. We have already learned what is the formula for cuboid surface area, and then total surface area, lateral surface area, volume. Secondly, we learned about cube. Then third one, we learned about cylinder. In our previous class. Today we learn about you can say cone. Again, there are two more. So today we learn about cone, because cone is little connected with cylinder. Cone, all of you have seen that suppose a paper cone is there of this say radius 3 centimeters. Suppose paper cone you have seen now, or you can make a cone out of your thin sheet of metal. Suppose you take, so radius is suppose say 2 centimeters of this cone. It is a hollow cone. Hollow means empty inside. You can take water inside this, okay? And its height is suppose 3 centimeter. Simply I am taking, just I am saying that it has got a height, it has got a radius. A cone is actually described by revolving a right triangle. When a right triangle, just you have got set square in your geometry box, no? If you revolve it this way in space, then something it will describe in space or not. That is cone. We are talking about that cone. So a cone, this is a cone, and of the same radius there is a cylinder also. Suppose there is a cylinder also, same radius, same height, only difference in their shapes, no? One is a cone and one is a cylinder. Okay, it's what is its radius? I told you 2 centimeter, because it is equal to the radius of this one. And what will be its height? Height also will be same, like it has 3 centimeter. Okay, so if it is closed, suppose here, and it is suppose a tin can. Think about a tin can. Okay, and this is a cone made of tin only, tin cone suppose. Okay. Here you can hold some water and you can pour it here. If you try pouring the water by filling it up to the brim, suppose you fill it up full, you take up to this level water and you pour it here, it is completely empty suppose, and you are pouring it like this 3 times. You will notice that after 3 times you have poured 3 times, that time it has become full. That means its capacity will be 3 times the capacity of this one. So that's how we can say the volume of a cylinder and a volume of a cone. That is 3 times of volume of a cone will always give us volume of one cylinder, provided the cylinder has the same base radius and same height as the cone has. So dear students, please remember this relationship between volume of a cone and volume of cylinder. So volume of cone we will understand this way only. Volume of a cone, if we multiply by 3, then it will give us the volume of a cylinder. Which cylinder? The cylinder which has the same radius as the cone has. So once again I am writing 3 into volume of a cone will be equal to volume of a cylinder. Remember, dear students. And in the previous class you have learned what is the volume of cylinder. That was pi times r square into h. H is height, r is radius, and then 3 times of, that means we can say like this, 3 times of volume of cone is pi times r square h, or only volume of cone. If we take this 3 to the other side, volume of cone will be equal to, this is 3 here, 3 by 1, it will become here reciprocal, 1 by 3, pi r square h. Dear students, today in the beginning itself I am teaching you what is the volume of a cone. This is cone, C-O-N-E, cone. So dear students, we have learned the volume of a cone now. Just now I told you that a cone is actually described by revolving a right triangle. In a right triangle, the sides are known as perpendicular, hypotenuse and base. Perpendicular P, hypotenuse H, base B, no? And their relationship, when it will be revolved like this, no? Then it will give us a cone, it will describe a cone. What is the relationship between hypotenuse base and perpendicular that you have learned in Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem tells us that hypotenuse, square of the hypotenuse is equal to square of the perpendicular plus square of the base. You remember, this is Pythagoras theorem. So, but when one cone you talk about, the hypotenuse and the perpendicular and the base, they are given different names in the cone. Actually, cone can be formed like this. Suppose this is one set square, your set square. Your friend's set square you have put just near to it. Another friend's set square also you brought and put near to it. So that way, when the whole school, suppose you have got 1000 like this set square, when all the set square will be put together like this, will be gathered like this, then something, a solid that you will be forming a solid like this, that is a cone actually. That is a cone. We are talking about that cone. That means a cone is composed of so many set squares, so many right triangles. And in a right triangle, this side is known as hypotenuse, this side is called perpendicular, this side is called base. But for a cone, when you will form a cone like this, one cone is there, suppose you are talking about the cone, though it is side of a right triangle, this side, it is a hypotenuse. The hypotenuse will be called here slant height. Slant height for the cone, and that will be denoted by a small letter L. And this base of the right triangle which describes this cone, that base will be radius of the base, which will be considered as radius. And height of the perpendicular of the right triangle will be considered as height of the cone, simply height, which will be denoted by small h. So then we have understood the hypotenuse is slant height. That means we can replace the hypotenuse word by L, writing L square. Perpendicular word we can replace by h, so we can write here h square. Then base we can replace by r, then we can write here r square. So therefore we can say L square equal to h square plus r square. All these symbols have meaning what? L for slant height, h for height for the cone, and r for base radius. This relation we have obtained from using the Pythagoras theorem, but this is for the cone. So when you want the relationship between base radius, height and slant height of a cone, then you can say this relation, L square equal to h square plus r square. So dear students, these two formulae you keep in mind. In our next class we will complete our this theory of cone. Theory of cone is not finished yet. We will complete it in our next class. And have a nice day. You go through this topic once again, okay? And your homework will be whatever I have explained, write it down and show it to me. Whatever I have explained to you, write it down and show it to me.